everybody, it's the Warhipster here, coming at you with another Contrast Plus painting tutorial, and today we are painting the fabulous, the fancy, the flipping lovely new Neurolictor from the Tyranids range. Yes, look at him. It's a lovely, lovely, bizarre, difficult to look at, wonderful miniature. I absolutely adore it, and well, it's been sent to me early by Games Workshop to build up and paint for you, so that is exactly what we are going to be doing today. So we're going to jump in and we're going to start painting. So just like with Death Leap, what we're going to do is we're going to do a slightly darker version of our Neurolictor. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some Magos Purple as our first colour, and we're going to apply this over the top of all of our Neurolictor's skin. It's been primed in Wraithbone. I don't know if I've said that. Future Josh will find out in the edit. So we're just going to get this all over. Like this. However, on the arms, we're going to avoid the little segmented bits in between. But for the knees and things, we do want to hit them. So with that Magos Purple applied all over all of the skin, what we're now going to do is we're going to take some Luxion Purple. I'm going to do a little bit of blending in a number of different places. So what we're going to do is we're going to start on the tail. And what we're going to do is we're going to grab a little bit of this Luxion Purple on our brush right here. And we're going to, right in here, we're going to apply the Luxion Purple just like this, up to where the carapace bit ends. Then we're going to wash the brush. And then we're just going to blend it out by just feathering away at where the colours meet. Like that. So you should get this lovely little purple fade just in there. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side, but before we do, what we're going to do is going to do a little bit of this on the tail. Well, on the other end of the tail. So we're going to apply this like this, coming up to around about there. We're going to wash the brush. And then we're just going to blend those two colours together. Like that. And then we need to make sure that we very carefully do the underside like so. Wash the brush. And then just come in there and fix it up. Now we would do the other side of that tail now, but we don't need to just yet in there. Instead what we're going to do is we're going to move on to the next bit, which is going to be the kind of this bit up here. So we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to apply the Luxion Purple up to around about there like that. I'm going to wash the brush. And then we're just going to blend the two together. And then we're going to come in and do the underside. just like that. There we go. And then for our final area to do this on, we're going to do this on all the tentacles on the front. So with that Luxion Purple all applied, what we're now going to do, and it's a little bit early in the process, but what we're going to do is we're going to take some thinned down Wraithbone. I'm going to use this to relayer all of the skin, excluding the areas where we've done our blends. And we also want to avoid all little soft joints and things like that as well. So with that done, most of the skin is looking pretty great, as you can see, but we haven't done the tail and we haven't done the ovipositor or whatever the hell that's supposed to be at the top. And what I thought I'd do is I would show you a really cool technique for kind of not kind of obliterating or having too hard a kind of transition between the Wraithbone and the blend that we've already done. And this will involve some dry brushing. However, what you'll need is a little bit of clean water before you do this. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our dry brush and we're just going to dip it in to the water, and then just in the palm of my hand I'm just going to wipe off all of that water. So this is because what we want is a pretty kind of malleable brush, but we don't want it to be wet, so we're just going to use our hand just to absorb it pretty quickly. Could use the tissue paper, but then what we're going to do is we're going to take Wraithbone, we're going to load up our brush and take it off as we would normally with a dry brushing situation, like that. And then what we're going to do is on the tail, so for example just here on this corner, is we're going to start doing this in a clockwise motion, and then we're going to go back the same way anti-clockwise, and we're going to do this all the way up just building it up really slowly. So going clockwise, going anti-clockwise, like that. And as you can see, you get this really soft buffering or buffing technique going on. And so we can just come it up to around about there, and then we can just go back down, like so. And we're going to duplicate that across both of these areas. So with that done, you should have this beautifully soft tail and ovipositor. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to reinforce those blends a little bit by taking some Druchii Violet. And we're just going to apply this over the top of them and then kind of blend them out, right? So we're going to take the Druchii Violet and we're going to apply this over the top of that little section, like so. And we're going to wash the brush. And then we're going to blend it so as not to lose our lovely soft tail, like so. So with that done, we've actually done a huge amount of the Neurolictor already. So it's time to now move on to our next colours. And well, the first of these is going to be some Briar Queen Chill. I'm going to apply this over the top of the brain. So with that done, we're then going to take some Guilliman Flesh and we're going to apply this to the underside of the claws. And so with that done, we're then going to take some Blood Angels Red, and we're going to apply this over two different details. So we've got the tiny little claws just here, like so, and we've got the large claws we just did Guilliman Flesh on the underside of. And so with that done, just whilst we're waiting for it to dry, what we're going to do is we're going to take some Black Legion, and we're now going to apply this over all of the remaining claws. And so with that done, we're then going to take our 1-to-1 mix of Shyish Purple and Leviathan Purple, and we're going to apply this all over our remaining details. And so with that done, there is but one thing left to do, and that's to do a bit of blending on our red claws. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some Black Legion, and we are going to apply this over the top of the claws here, and then we're going to wick off some of that excess. So what we're going to do is we're going to start down here at the tip. We're going to bring it all the way up to the top, like that. We're then going to very quickly wash the brush, and then just up here towards the base of the claw, we're going to take it off. Like that. Then we just flip it over and do the same thing again. So with that done, we're then going to shade all of the black claws using some Nuln Oil. And this is going to include the ones that we did our red on. Like that. And with that Nuln Oil all applied, we're then going to take some Carroburg Crimson, and in those little joints that we've avoided all this time, apart from right at the beginning, we're going to apply this. And so with that done, because I didn't forget about it, what we're going to do is we're going to take some Poxwalker. I'm going to apply this over top of the brain. So with that done, our Neurolictor is now what I would call a Warhipster battle ready, and it's looking pretty cool. However, we're not going to leave it there, of course not. No, what we're going to do is we're going to take it to the next level. We're going to do this by adding some highlights. Now, the colour we're going to start with is some thinned down Genestealer Purple. And we're going to use this to highlight all of the chitinous armour. What we're going to do is we're going to pick out the edges, and then along the edge we're going to add these little lines, just like usual. If you've been following along with all the Tyranid stuff, this will be no shock to you. And so with all of that Genestealer Purple applied to all of our purple details, what we're then going to do is we're going to take some Fulgrim Pink, and we're going to very gently dry brush this over the top of the armour. So we're just going to, for example, just up here, we're just going to catch the sharpest edges. So with that done, the purple is now all finished. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some thinned down Deepkin Flesh. I'm going to use this to highlight the brain. So with that done, we can now move on to the black. And the colour we're going to be using to highlight this lot first is some thinned down Sotek Green. Now we're not going to be highlighting our red claws, but the rest of them we are going to highlight. And so with that Sotek Green all applied, we're then going to take some thinned down Fenrisian Grey, and we're going to apply this to the sharpest points of all those claws. So with that done, all of those claws are now finished, so we're just going to finish off the other ones. The first colour we're going to use to do this is some thinned down Evil Sunz Scarlet. And so with that done, we're then going to take some thinned down Fire Dragon Bright. I'm going to use this to pick out the sharpest points on these red claws.
So with the base complete, our Neurolictor is now finished, ready to unleash psychic domination upon the enemies of the hive mind. I really like this one. It's just a very bizarre looking miniature, just because its pose is just so weird and it's all kind of flaily. It's actually quite scary to look at, which is really, really interesting. I love it. It's really, really cool. Lovely miniature and great fun to paint and very, very quick, so that's always very nice. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to support me a little bit further, you absolutely can do. Head over to patreon.com/warhipster, just like all of these wonderful, amazing people have done. And you can also become a YouTube channel member, just like this incredible bunch of folks scrolling up on the screen before you. There's a hell of a lot of you, and well, I can't do this without you. YouTube and Patreon, you guys absolutely keep the lights on and make all of this worth it. Thank you so much to all of you for everything you do. And if you really like this video and you just want to shoot me a little thanks, you can click on the thanks button just below this video. Don't forget to share it, like it, comment on it, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And to make sure you stay up to date, don't forget to click the bell icon. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all very soon in the next one. Happy wargaming.